Did you hear the latest news? Expat fleeing Latin America because of alarming murder rates. So this real talk is about statistics and the murder rates here in Latin America. And this is a topic that really personally pisses me off, because a lot of people argue with the murder rates or homicide rates or anything like that when in regards to Latin America. So just a little Google search will reveal that Latin America's homicide epidemic. Why does Latin America have the highest homicide rate in the world? Breathtaking homicidal violence in Latin America. So, and this is really all bullshit. Of course, Latin America can be an unsafe place to be, but really to argue with statistics is just nonsense, especially here in Latin America. What people have to consider is when they talk about statistics in Latin America, what do you think where the statistic comes from? So, of course, if somebody gets murdered or if somebody gets robbed, that has to go into the statistics somehow. What do those people think these statistics come from? Of course, somebody in the barrio has to get killed. This has to be reported. And do you really think that is an accurate statistic from a Latin American country in regards to murder rate or robbery or anything like that? I don't really believe so. So I don't think that you can compare a city in Chicago or something like that with the statistic of a Latin American country. And of course, in my opinion, it's probably even higher than the statistics say in the World Health Organization or in the UN or anything like that. But it does not really matter here in Latin America. Latin America is not about numbers, it's about the experience, it's about boots on the ground. You have to see it by yourself. And if some random guy on Facebook says, yeah, Latin America, or especially here in Colombia, it's the fourth highest in all Latin America about murder rate and homicide rate and anything like that, I don't really care. And I don't really care not because I'm a badass and I'm going out there and I don't care about anything. Of course I care. But really the statistics, anything like that does not matter, because yeah, they're fake, they're not accurate. So let's make an example. If your Granny Williams in Chicago gets some flowers stolen from her porch, will she report that to the police? Probably. And if your abuela here in a barrio in Colombia has her flowers stolen from the porch, will she report that? Probably not. So yeah, this is really, yeah, the statistics just do not matter in regards to Latin America. And it's not just that the numbers do not really add up at the end of the day, even in the comparison. But the other thing is that what do you get out of if you know that Latin America, like Colombia, has a murder rate of 100 people per 100,000 capita? It doesn't really matter, because if one point of the country has a lot of murder rates, like if one part of the city in the barrio has a really high murder rate and everything else is safe. Like you can compare it, like I'm an automotive engineer, and in the combustion chamber of your car this 2000 degrees Celsius, but you don't worry about to go into the car, into the driver's cabin, because yeah, there is normal room temperature. So somebody can go and say, yeah, the average temperature of the car is around 200 degrees Celsius. Would you really worry to go into the car just because somebody says, yeah, the average temperature of the car is around 200, 300 degrees Celsius, because the combustion chamber of the car is 2000 degrees Celsius? I wouldn't think so. Because of course, everybody knows that going into the car and staying into the car regards to temperature is safe. And this is really the thing here in Latin America too. Everybody says it, but I don't think anybody gets it. Like, you have to just be aware, or you have to know where you have to go in Latin America, in which part of the city is safe and which part of the city is not safe. Yeah, this is the same thing. Maybe for European it can be different, because European has a different city model than what the Americas have. Like, we have a more homogeneous city concept where not the bad people will be put in one barrio. In most of Europe, and here in the Americas, in the USA, and here in Latin America, it's kind of different. But it really depends. Yeah, if the murder rate in the city is the average murder rate in the city is very, very high, it's maybe that's just one point of the city, and the rest is very, very safe, or more or less safe. In the US, you don't go to East Brooklyn, to South Philly, to East or Central LA, or to Flint in Michigan or anything like that. Walk around the streets in the night with your stuff flashing. So this is really the same thing here in Latin America. Why do I say all of that? Because I don't really care about some cynical troll in Facebook making some comments about he's so clever and knows all these kinds of statistics. What I saw on Facebook, and this really motivated me to make this video, is that people are scared to come to Colombia or come to Latin America in general, because they see all the statistics, and because, yeah, they know it's 10 times more likely to get killed here in Colombia than it would be in the United States or something like that, which is, in my opinion, bullshit, because figures, as I said, do not matter. And the other thing is that it really, even if you have a number, it doesn't matter, because it could be one bad part of the city which makes the whole city look like it's very, very dangerous. And of course, I get those people, they want to hold on to something, because if you're not have never been to Latin America, have never been to Colombia, and you're interested in going to Colombia, you do your research, and I applaud you for that. This is very, very important. But what you have to be aware of is that, yeah, as I said like 5 times, that figures don't matter. You have to do extensive research. It's not so easy to just go to the World Health Organization and find out how safe or how unsafe a country is. It's not that easy. You have to do extensive research. Go on YouTube, go on some blog you trust, not any blog, like a blog you trust, and maybe ask those people or read some stuff, and not the mainstream media is just out on getting clicks and getting publicity for their commercials and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, really what it comes down to is, don't trust most figures that you will see coming out from Latin America, and even if there are figures, that does not really matter, because Latin America is not about figures, it's about the experience, and yeah, and just try to get a sense of many comments or videos like that here in How to Expat, to see if it could be safe or if it's not safe. Because yeah, really, I'm not that badass, I'm not a Navy SEAL or anything like that, and I survive here in Colombia like many other foreigners, travelers and expats do. So yeah, pretty much take my word or any other words that it's more or less safe. Of course, we have a lot of safety videos coming up, because this is really a topic which is important, and I don't want to play it down. Like, Latin America can be a dangerous country. I think, in my personal opinion, travel through many countries, the US included, I think it's more dangerous than the United States. It's of course more dangerous than Western Europe, England, France, Germany, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but really, that doesn't make the trip more or less enjoyable. You just have to be a little bit more careful, and that's it. So I really hope you got my point, and yeah, with all the explanations I did, and it maybe helps you with your research if you want to live or travel to Latin America. Yeah, hope this video helped. If you want to see more videos like that, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have a question about safety or anything else here in Latin America, let me know in the comments down below. See you next time.